Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Charlotte. My name is Reverend Dr. Wanda, and today I'll be your host. And if this is your first time, we are delighted that you have chosen to join us. Today, with modern technology, we're extremely blessed for this opportunity to touch so many lives, especially through Zoom, Facebook, media. We can reach so many more people. So please feel free to check out our website to look at the happenings here at CSL Charlotte, put in a prayer request, subscribe to our website, and remember that we add our recordings every week to our website. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Holmes was on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Holmes developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. At CSL Charlotte, every philosophy is honored, along with every race, sexual orientation, physical distinction. This is a very diverse community. So wherever you are, whoever you are welcome here. There are many paths to the divine. We can call it God, peace, love, spirit, whatever you call it. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us anytime. We recognize and refer to many holy scriptures, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, and the Bhagavad Gita, just to name a few. Our vision statement is to continue a spiritual community, creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who, through the principles of science and mind, strengthen our body, mind, spirit. One of the aims is to teach the tools to do just that. So come join us when we meet each Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome to everyone and enjoy our service as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. And before I pass the mic to our divine Reverend Rosedale Jones, I'd like you to get ready because you are going to be led on a journey far, far beyond today. And far beyond is not out there, it's in here. It's a place where everything is possible, where we are blessed by the source from which we come, where all knowledge is, where all power is. And Reverend Rosedale is going to lead us to that place today. So take it away, Reverend Rosedale.
Wow. Now that is, what is that thing that we used to say? A hard act to follow. Woohoo, good. Thank you, Dr. Wanda. She's the love of my life. So welcome everybody, the love streamers, the virtual community, and everybody, wherever you are, because this is CSL Charlotte, also the Mind, Body, Spirit Center, and in celebrating and the integration of the mind, the body, the spirit, we at CSL Charlotte open up our service, celebration service with an affirmative prayer. So on our platform today, we have the heartbeat of CSL Charlotte, Maureen Thurston. She is our beautiful, fabulous, esteemed emeritus practitioner. Now, she makes sure that all our prayers get answered and read, and she comes from her soul. So when she sends back your prayers, she's bringing them from far, far beyond, as Dr. Wanda alluded us today so well for. So like I always say, if you didn't get a prayer request from Mo, you didn't put in a prayer request. So by all means, go to our website right now and put in your prayer request, cslcharlotte.org. And we will respond to you. After she responds to you, then I will be holding the high watch with her, with you, for you. So with that be said, Mo, please bring that heart and soul to us.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. So as we take a moment right now to just kind of turn within to that still small place within us where we know that spirit resides at all times within our lives. And it is from that place of oneness with Spirit that I open up this service today, knowing that the message that Reverend Rosedale brings forth to each and every one of us resonates within our lives, is something that touches our souls. And I know that this service flows easily and smoothly, and that everyone here's needs get met by this amazing woman. So as I release this and I let it go, I know that this service is blessed, that everyone receives what they need, and it is done with an ease and a grace and surrounded by love, light, and God. And so it is.
So it is. Oh, I am so psyched, as we used to say. Stoked in it. Stoked, Stoke in it. So, thank you, Mo, my beautiful Mo. That's who she is. So, on our platform next is who I call our walking spiritual library. And all I got to do is say to Karen A. from Sheepshead Bay what I'm going to talk about today. I had to do that. And it seems to me that every time she comes in, her readings just settle into my soul. And another thing about Karen is I'm always able to go far, far beyond when we're talking and we thinking. You can hear Karen A's words through reading this stuff about Neil Donald Walsh today. Because see, this is a man who writes what he hears from his inner spirit within. Now, all of us, you'll find out later, have this inner spirit within, and we listen to it constantly because that's who's in there. However, don't worry, just hang in there with me. Listen to the words of her powerful reading and try to make some sense of it, because it's a simple thing as spending time in your awareness. In other words, pure and simple, it's spiritual practice to get you to listen to what you're going to hear in her reading. So the reason I could give I can give things and the facts about what I hear and interpret from my spirit is because I constantly go beyond and constantly stretch myself. And you can do it too. So it's not like you're any different than me. It's just the time that you're going to spend when you're ready. So when you hear this fabulous reading from our fabulous Karen A., you will understand what it means to go far, far beyond. That's your first step in understanding it. And then after Karen A's reading, I invite you to listen to the song, Spirit Leads Me. Because today our talk is about, you heard, far, far beyond. And in Karen's reading and this song, it's designed to show you something like, it's really all about going, talking, questioning, and recording what you hear, see, feel, and taste from that power within you. So simply put, going within is talking to you far, far beyond, but right inside, like Dr. Wanda suggested. And it's also highly suggested that you keep an open mind to receive your message today unexpectedly. Listen to the first song for this week because you're going to find out you're going to want to start going far, far beyond. So Karen A., make it do what it do.
Okay, thank you. I'm starting with a quote by a Sufi master. He says, "I saw the Lord with the eye of my heart. I asked him, 'Who art thou?' He answered, 'Thou.'" So Neil Donald Walsh, as it was explained to me at one time, came home one day to an empty house and no wife, and just kind of in desperation, sort of, began speaking that night to God, asking God questions, and God answered him. So he then wrote down everything God said and his questions, and came up with 6 books on his conversations with God, and called it Conversations with God. Books 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The one I'm reading from is book 3. So this is begins with God speaking to him. Millions have read the words in these dialogues, and millions more will yet do so. And we are breathlessly gifted by the coming of you to our hearts. Sorry, that's Neil Donald Walsh. Neil Donald Walsh says millions have read the words in these dialogues, and millions more will yet do so. And we are breathlessly gifted by the coming of you to our hearts. God answers, my dearest beings, I have always been in your hearts. I am only glad you can now actually feel me there. I have always been with you. I have never left you. I am you, and you are me. And we are never separated, ever, because that is not possible. Now, Neil Donald Walsh says, yet on some days I feel so terribly alone. And at some moments I feel that I am fighting this battle by myself. That's because you have left me, my child. You have abandoned your awareness of me. You were there, yet where there is awareness of me, you can never be alone. How can I stay in my awareness? By bringing your awareness to others, not by proselytizing, but by example. Be the source of the love which I am in the lives of all others. For that which you give to others, you give to yourself, because there is only one of us. Thank you. Yes, you have given me that clue before. Be the source. Whatever you want to experience in yourself, you have said, be the source of it in the lives of others. Yes, this is the great secret. This is the secret wisdom. Do unto others as you would have it done unto you. All of your problems, all of your conflicts, all of your difficulties in creating life on your planet of peace and joy are based in your failure to understand this simple instruction and to follow it. I get it. Once more, you have said it so plainly, so clearly that I get it. I will try never to lose it again. You cannot lose that which you give away. Always remember that.
Wow.
And so it is.
So it is. Just relax in the thought of this miraculous spirit that lives within you by closing your eyes or just basically looking down at your lap. Maybe if you want, you can close them, but it's your choice. Now breathe real deep and really long. Man, that song, Spirit Lead Me, is truly a miraculous thought because when we are talking to spirit, we're talking to who inside. You remember the quote that Karen started off with, what the Sufi master said? I got to say it again. I saw the Lord with the eye of my heart. I asked him, who art thou? He answered, thou. Get that? He said, lead by example, not by proselytizing. But you know what? By Lord, he meant God, Spirit, etc. Whatever you call that power within you, that's what he meant. And that power within you, guess what? Is spirit, if you call it that, but it's you. So breathe in real deeply. And when you contemplate those words like reaching through spirit and saying, lead me to this, to lead me deeper to a place that I can ever think about wandering, like I'm going as far as I can. Because my faith could be made stronger in your presence. And your presence is when you're doing your beautiful self-awareness practice. So where your faith and your trust is without borders, go for it. It's all about using that imagination and going far, far beyond today. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and then integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And then as you open your eyes or lift your eyes back up, go around your space and begin to feel who you are in this moment. You are not the same person that you were when the service started. So I'm going to take a gratitude moment. And first, I give great thanks to that awesome Reverend Dr. Wanda. She has gone with me far, far beyond. We've done it together for years in different places that we've been together in our spiritual practices. So our talk topic itself, far, far beyond, came to life in me when Karen A read that reading. So Karen A, thank you. I heard what I needed to hear for me. So thank you to Mo for that beautiful opening prayer. And speaking of prayer, Reverend Karen, Mo, and Reverend Millie will continue holding the light over our service today because I'm loving the idea that we could get to shout out these blessings to people watching and listening because they love it. I'm keeping my heart in gratitude too for all of the healings that I'm witnessing lately, especially this past week. You know, in our consciousness meeting, we're still holding the high watch for Mary's autistic son, Johnny, who is recovering miraculously from 2 major respiratory infections. So he's beyond all of that now. So we've gone far, far beyond with him as well. So everyone under the sound of my voice, just know that I feel the security of God's protecting presence around our entire congregation. Facebook, anywhere you see us. You may be seeing us on YouTube eventually, but where you see us, know you're still touched. So as we go to talk about far, far beyond, the first thing I want to do is I want to start off by offering my idea of far, far beyond first. Far, far beyond captures the true meaning of spirituality. See, that just simply means to me that spiritual practices set the tone for going far, far beyond. So I think it's important to start with the basics, like what are some spiritual practices, right? And I would start to say that spiritual practices are anything from chanting, praying, meditating, contemplation, yoga, all other activities, including some physical activities. We disconnect from the physical things going on around us when we are not connected to that divine energy. And you heard Karen's reading as this power within Neil Donald Walsh said, my child, you left me by going into the problems that you deal with. You know, that murk and the Maya. But when you pull out and go far, far beyond and go into your things away from that distraction, like going to the gym, like Alan does, or even just the spiritual practice, remember, repetition is a mother of skill. And here's a spiritual practice, affirmations. Peace be still. Nothing can disturb the peace in my soul. That's a nice one to keep remembering when something shakes you in a thought. Thoughts can shake. Thoughts are things. So we go far, far beyond, even in our consciousness meeting, every single Tuesday night between 6 and 7 p.m. And I had to bring that back in my mind just now because of Mary and her son. Here's what Mary told me that happened around 6:45 p.m. last Tuesday evening. Yes, I said, we hold a lot of people. And Timmy P said a long time ago, let us make you the focus of our attention. Well, Johnny has been the focus of our attention too, and a couple of other people on that day. So listen, I don't think that we are healing the world. I know it. Just want you to know that I'm not going to bite my tongue or be fearful about it. I know I've come a long way, and I know what brought me here. So Mary, she said that Johnny was laying back on his bed and he was looking up at the ceiling and he did some kind of smirk. He started smirking. And it was at 6:45 p.m. She remembered it specifically because then she said, "Oh, look at that. He's happy." But she said, "What are you looking at? Are you looking at my friends up there? Are they here?" And he just kept smiling. Well, don't you know I got goosebumps, God bumps from that? Yes, yes, I did. You know why? Johnny has never come to a consciousness meeting before. So I know we touched his spirit and he was feeling really good. So when we put any one of you in this world in our circle, we go far, far beyond, and we up level our own beings and our own feelings and emotions to help the world. So the spiritual journey is a lifelong process, and it's all about discovery and growth. It's a quest for meaning and purpose and understanding, and it's about wisdom, and it's about love and compassion. It's about healing. It's about wholeness. I mean, you know what? And then on the other hand, spiritual practices are meant to help us to rise above our physical limitations. And by doing that, what we happen to do is we connect ourselves to what Neil Donald Walsh was talking about, that power within him. Okay, so he's in that self um, that self-awareness cocoon, listening and talking and recording what he's hearing being said to him. He ultimately, the word beyond just encompasses the true meaning of spirituality, and it's really most in its basic sense. That's all I can say. That's as basic as I can get with that, because going beyond means going past where you are. It means not staying in your current state. Alan said he gets discouraged and he goes into the gym. Mark, move. There's a plethora of physical exercises that you can do to make your mind, well, take your mind out of the current state or far beyond again, where things just can't seem to set right in your soul to the point where you can be at the brink of unhappiness. So here's what I recommend, that we not separate spiritual practices from physical exercise. Because when we are in either of those places, spiritual practice state is where we're worried, where we could be frantic, or where we could be in a sad state. We move ourselves out of those states when we begin to practice or exercise. Whoa, just think about it, try it. Oh my God, that's why I love exercise so much. I love to teach, and I love to see people as I see their energy. This brings me to this scientific study. Um, as you know, you're going to find out if you don't know that I'm a big buff for science and spirituality because they go hand in hand, right? So I'm looking at this study at the National Library the other day, the National Library of Medicine. And what I'm learning from that is plain and simple. I'm on the right track. That's why I like studying, because and I like practice, and I also like researching, because physical activity and exercise are known to be beneficial to our health simply because we move, and the movement prevents diseases. It enhances our physical ability. Oh my God, it diminishes depression, and it promotes happiness. When I'm done with the yoga practice, I got this smile on my face. What if I'm done with this workout routine that I'm doing with people? I am letting all of that beautiful cells just go through me, all over me. And I was looking at another story about these positive psychologists, and what they do is they focus on those psychological subjects that they work with. And what they did was they have found out that exercise is one of the most important factors in a happy life. And I guarantee you, if you look at people who are consistently exercising, that's a happy life, because once you can become happy now, you know that match is coming from there. But if you cannot get yourself into that happy space, you will begin to understand, oh, the reason why the stuff is going on and on and on for me, and I'm getting down and down and down, is because I'm not letting myself go up and up and up. Happiness. That's the whole trick. Did you get that? That match from far, far beyond brings upon happiness. So that existing research to me is everything. It relates to the connection between my well-being and my exercise participation. It also connects me with the fact that I'm physically active. And I know that my self-esteem is high and my self-concept of myself is high. So try it. That's all I can tell you. I'm kidding you not. Try it. So if you heard anything so far about anything at all, anything I said, you have heard that your spirit is you and that science and spirituality is one. Spiritual practice is like exercise for the mind. Physical activity or exercise is body mind exercise. It's all good. So when you connect to the two of them, as often as you can, you are moving far, far beyond, away from what? Your problems, your challenges, or whatever you call those things. The further you get beyond your problems and the easier your life is going to be, it's going to be easier for you to open up to that guidance within you. Neil Donald Walsh don't sit there and hear that by accident. He purposely is listening. The first thing in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I say, wait a minute, let me see what you want to talk about. And I just listen to me. There's stuff in you. You're listening. When we keep pushing past that analytical mind, we're not in the spiritual mind realm. We can't help but be in the spiritual mind realm. So when we're focused on doing some type of spiritual practice, like writing journals, a day in the life, writing a gratitude journal, or reminiscing about great things to be grateful about, maybe even meditation. One of those things, believe it or not, we're just not focused on the common commotion outside of us that's going on. Not, we can't be focused to it. Now, here's the thing about spirituality. A powerful force that historically been used between science and religion is spirituality. Hmm. If you give it if you give it a thought, you'll see. It's a connection, it's a bridge. It plays an important role in unlocking the spiritual potential. And then what it gets to do, it gets a chance to cultivate, to make positive mental things for mental health for us. Positive mental health, you heard, personal growth, and creating social change. We have to be all of that, guys. We can't be home alone 24/7. We have to be social. We have to use that personal growth to use. From my own personal experience, after I learned to see the bigger picture, I saw that I was with my future self, which is the woman I am now. I saw that now. In hindsight, I said, oh, that's all you would do was working to get to her. And I call myself her a lot because that's who I am, right? When I started keeping my future in mind, it changed how I approach my day-to-day life. And right now, I no longer allow my analytical mind to focus on my problems that pop up. Because once you start analyzing, boom, you're gone, you're done. Broke down, I can't even think of nothing else. Because the mind that created that problem, check this out. Oh my God, I just had this thought. You know, the mind that created that problem can't be the same mind to create a solution. There is a spiritual solution for any problem. Too often we use only our analytical minds and forget that anything outside of that exists. And then all the other parts of us, they're just as equally as important. But no, we're looking at that laser beam problem. So what do? We start paying attention to that gut feeling. This doesn't feel right. So when you live in the analytical mind, it's easy to forget or ignore that natural, intuitive side of us. That spirit. Walking in nature, Alan does it a lot. I do it a lot. I love walking around here. The trees, I go smelling, When I was walking with Melissa, I would like to smell that place in Neptune, all of these things, man. You see, this is what happens when you take those trips in nature or when you're driving and you just happen to recognize the trees and stuff like that you're rolling past. You start to say, wow, I'm clear. I don't know whatever my problems were, because now you got a chance to see it right. You don't have to set it right. Because what you want to do, if you in your analytical mind, I got it, y'all, you do not worry anymore about what's going on over there. You worry about that problem when you're in that analytical mind. So when things in your life appear to be disturbed, just check it out, y'all. Notice who is noticing that disturbance. And when you honestly know it's really your analytical mind, then you'll know that you're the one doing the noticing. So eventually you will. I do that to myself a lot. When I catch me getting ridiculous, I just go, stop it. And it reminds me to come back. It reminds me to go far beyond, because this problem here is not it. Because when you reach that point where you can be silly and make jokes about your problem, you will understand what it means to be supreme, which is far, far beyond anything that has to do with worthlessness. Self-awareness surpasses what it means to become aware of that self. I don't know what I just said, but I said something. So breathe. That's all I can say, breathe right now. Because you see, this divine guidance is ours to call upon all the time, anytime. And as we learn to surrender by going into that self-awareness, instead of looking at our disturbances, all sad, with the heavy heart, we got to shift our concern to the spirit within. Stop looking at that. Oh, it's so hard. Well, that's because you say that. I know that. When I tell people that, they say it's hard, I just shut up. I'm like, okay. What happens when they do that? It reminds me to open my heart and mind to the wisdom that's in my consciousness. Everybody does not want my help, and I'm okay with that. You see, we become receptive to new insights, and that bright illumination helps us to see where we're going. And Millie was talking about the light the other day, and I was thinking about how the light can, in darkness, right? How the light can penetrate that darkness. And you know what? That beam that you sent in there goes deep, 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 deep inside of the darkness infinitively. Ooh, go ahead, Rosedale. All the way down in there. And that's what far, far beyond is really all about. If you could just let your mind see how deep the problems really are and how you can take a light. And I always tell people I'm holding a high watch for you because I see a higher light. And see, my consciousness begins to start to see how deep that light is going in. I start to play that game. And I like that Reverend Millie brought that up to me, because the light penetrates the darkness. If you ever notice, can darkness penetrate a lit room? Yeah, I rest my case. The light will go on for infinity and infinity and infinity. And the only way the light will stop is when you put your own boundaries around your happiness, your light. Oh. So, at CSL Charlotte, that we travel a lot in our awareness. And I know that we always have to go take that time to just go out there. Even if you are new with us trying to do it, try anyway. Just go. Because the more we practice, the more push our minds into it, the deeper we get into our minds, regardless. Next thing you know, you're like, wow, I cannot believe I'm this far beyond. We constantly focus on far, far beyond every Tuesday night. And that and Johnny, he's just one experience that we've been hearing about the wonders that's been happening in people's lives. So just know this is our deal. Our views, our opinions, and our preferences, and all the concepts of our goals and our beliefs, they're all ways of bringing an infinite universe down to this finite being. But now, this finite being is up to me because I'm that finite being I'm talking about. I cannot allow myself to become finite when I go far, far beyond. That wasn't ever it. So I want you to listen to this song because there's this inner being inside of us that we hold conversations with. And believe me or not, I'm going to say it to you, and I hope you remember this week. You're beautiful. You are, each and every one of you, under the sound of my voice. And I want you to know that that inner being, that conversation you have on the drive to work, on the drive home, or about somebody else, you are talking to spirit. And you and that conversation with God or with spirit is you. And that's what far, far beyond is all about. Remembering who is in there, who is doing the talking. So when you hear this song, remember, oh my God, remember that quote. I saw the Lord with the eye of my heart. I asked him, who art thou? He answered, thou. And you know what thou means. You know it means you. So when you find yourself echoing the words of the song that we're about to hear called Spirit by Queen Bee, then I want you to know you are far, far beyond. So let's hear Spirit Rise by Queen Bee, the great I am. Spirit, watch the heavens open. She's not talking about something in the sky. She's not talking about something far away. She's talking into herself. She's saying, and go off into a far off land and be one with the great I am. That means far, far beyond. Get it? If you find yourself this week calling that song to your mind, I cannot say it like she does, but you better remember that's you. And I'm going to turn this mic back over to my fabulous friend, MC Dr. Wanda Wayman. Go for it, girl.
That was something. I got to tell you, got to take a moment to breathe all that in. Let's all take a moment and really breathe in. I feel like Reverend Rosedale is taking me on a ride at Disneyland to that place within that is more powerful than any person, place, thing, organization, situation, circumstance, or anything. It's so powerful. I can feel the power from it. So it has led us right to this moment. And what is this moment? I remember seeing in the Bible, a faith without works is dead. What does that mean? There's action. There is action to be taken. We can believe anything we want to believe, but we just sit there and believe and do nothing. Nothing's going to happen. So right now we have the opportunity to make something happen. Now is the time for us to invite the assistance of the community in order to engage CSL community in the preparation towards a succession of future generations and leaders that are created to fully integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles. We've just been taken on one of those rides by Reverend Rosedale. We have been empowered, enlightened, educated, and now it's our turn to share, because donations are made through time, talent, and treasure by people who not only see what we see and know the need for a community like this, but want it. So right now on the screen, you will see a picture of our website. So please go there to cslcharlotte.org and press the donate button where you can make your donations payable through the credit card or check made payable to CSL. and your checks can be sent to the address on our website. Donations can also be made through Zelle or Venmo. Isn't this an amazing world where we can just send money off by text? Affirmative giving is so important. That is one of the greatest spiritual practices, because as we give, so do we receive. If we're stingy with others, we're stingy with ourselves, because we're always investing in ourselves, making sure that this place is always available to us. And I would like to take a moment just in gratitude for the people who show up every week and volunteer, give of their time and talent and treasure in order to make the space available for those who need it. So right now, I'd like to ask you to join me in saying this affirmative giving prayer. Prosperity and abundance flows from the law of circulation of giving and receiving. As I give to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, I give of my time, my talent, my treasure, which then opens the path to my grateful return of good, 7 times 7 or more in my life. It's kind of selfish in a way, because I know that as I give, so do I receive. I'm grateful for the universal power that exists to continuously open the paths for all prosperity and abundance that we all receive, and I now prosper. So right here and right now, please close your eyes. Breathe in the power of this service this morning, the power of our giving. And I know right here and right now in this moment that everyone who showed up today showed up on time, in time, particularly for this moment in time. I am grateful today for all that has been given. I'm grateful for the fact that these blessings, these gifts, these donations will go to maintain the space for everyone each week, every Sunday, and go out into the world to do good, to elevate the minds. This is what I call today. I am so grateful. I feel this is what I call woke. So right now, I would just want to say how grateful I am. Say thank you. Release my human hands from all of it, knowing that there is a divine one mind conspiring in my highest good, right here and right now, at all times, in all places. And with that, I simply ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. And so now I call upon Ellen to give us our announcements this morning. Good morning, Ellen.
Thank you so much. And that was an awesome message today. And as you know, there's always something new happening in CSL Charlotte. So I encourage you to go to our website, cslcharlotte.org, often to find out the latest happenings here at our fabulous center. And I encourage you to go to Facebook throughout the week, facebook.com/CSLCLT, where we post inspirational quotes, announcements, and we ask that you like, comment, and share our posts with all of your friends. And this is a picture of our website. And if you notice on the top right-hand side, there's the More tab, and there's always more to discover there. So I encourage you to visit the website often and to subscribe to our website. Stay informed and connected, like I've been saying. Visit cslcharlotte.org for our telephone number, email address, and mailing address. And while you're there, you can also subscribe. And don't forget that when you shop on Amazon for Christmas, there's Amazon Smile, which is another easy way to contribute to our community. Now we have 2 special events for this fabulous time of year. Wednesday, December 21st, we will have a celebration of light service. And we'll be celebrating different spiritual paths. We'll be celebrating the Christ light within us. And it's going to be a blast. And we also have on Saturday, December 31st at 6:30 p.m., we have our burning bowl service. And this is the time where you just want to release like the old disappointments, the old frustrations, the old failures and family dramas. And it's a new start. And we don't just do New Year's resolutions around here that only last 2 weeks. No, our mission is to empower you. So I invite you to bring a pen and paper to the burning bowl and to write down your goals and your intentions for 2023. And And we'll also be supporting each other as we all individually affirm what we want for 2023, and to know that we are attracting everything to have a successful 2023. So it's a great service, and I encourage you to attend. And as always, if you really want to feel supported and connected, then I encourage you to come to our weekly consciousness meetings on Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. Yeah, we uplift each other, and we have phenomenal shifts and demonstrations. And if you're having a stressful week, like I've had a few times, it's good to just go there and just to relax and to let go and to just let spirit just lift you away and let help guide you to go to find your own far, far beyond. And so I encourage you to treat yourself by attending one of our Tuesday night meetings. So to learn more, just simply click under the More tab and click on the weekly meetings and events link to find more information. And we've also been having our spiritual economics class. It is almost over, and I'm a member of this class, and it's been a very transformational class. Because it's not just about money, it's just about finance, not just about money and finances, but just recognizing that you're supported in any situation. And money is also as necessary as breathing, and there's no need to be ashamed of it. And that's what I've learned the most in this class, is not to be ashamed to talk about money. It's not a taboo subject anymore because it's a necessary part of life. All right. And also during the holidays, for some people, it can be a very tough time because of a death of a loved one or a sudden loss of a job. So our Reverend Millie started a support group on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where she'll help create a sacred space for you to be able to transform yourself and to see the good in any tragedy, and knowing that there is the beyond the tragedy, and there's like a whole new life beyond grief. So I encourage you to attend and to really do yourself a favor. And if you like poetry and writing poetry, there's a new club that started recently called the Heartbeat Poetry Club. We meet on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Follow the weekly meetings and events link under the More tab to sign up and request the Zoom information. And for any of our weekly events, as always, just remember, just click More. There's a whole new section where all the weekly events are listed together. And the holidays are coming up, so if you have to miss a week because you're visiting family, our Sunday services are available anytime at your convenience. Our replays are available on our website. Click on the More tab, go to the Sunday services link, and we offer video and audio. It's available anytime. And this is a church that is built on prayer. And we have our for church, we have a new breakout room where if you feel the need to have to request prayer with one of our practitioners, and simply at the end of the service, just raise your hand and let me know, and I'll be setting the one-on-one breakout room where you can treat yourself to a prayer by one of our powerful practitioners. And if you also need more support during the week, then we also have our prayer tree, which is being taken care of and harvested by our own Maureen Thurston. So I invite you to click on the More tab and click on the prayer request. And it's not, and you don't have to request a prayer during tragedies, but also if you want to celebrate Christmas and celebrate what's going wonderfully in your life, and include yourself and your friends and family. So I encourage you to do yourself a favor and send in a prayer request. So Maureen Thurston, could you please give us a prayer report on our prayer tree?
I will, Alan. Thank you. We have 344 prayer requests submitted so far.
Awesome. That's very good news to hear. So now pass the mic that literally pass the mic over to our fabulous Reverend Rosedale.
Community, community that stays together stays together. As I said it first, as I live and breathe, I like that. Because that's I'm inhaling spirit. But anyway, that's a whole nother different story. So anyway, I just want to say thank you to my powerful, awesome platform, folks. You know, it's really, I can't stress enough how much I'm so grateful for all of them. Another thing I wonder is if you put your birthdays in, because this is really the time, you know, I get all festive, but I also remember birthdays a lot. And the thing is, you know, when it's your birthday, we need to know. So would you mind putting your just the date in the chat? Just for us to acknowledge you in our heart. That's all. So take a moment and jot that down for us. And I will be very grateful for you. So as a big old thank you to my team, great job, Timmy. I'm always calling Timmy P for the music. Great job, Alan, for that fabulous music that you did. And great job on that reading, Karen. And who's that? Okay. Anyway, thank you. All right, so anyway, we got you. So thanks for that great prayer, Mo. It was fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And Melissa for greeting everybody. And then we got Groovy G, who is always engaging people on Facebook. And it doesn't matter what time she does it, she just does it. So thanks to the A team again for the announcements, Alan, and thanks to A team again for the music, and then in advance for being the live prayer tech. So thanks, this fabulous platform, and your focus on this service is bar none. And you know who's always hovering over us like the pilot, Timmy P. So we didn't see him out front, but we know he's here. You can tell he's here. Everybody's calm. So that all said, am I missing anything, Alan? Alan is my man. He keeps me going. Check. Okay. So anyway, remember as we close out to know that to practice. Oh, yes. You know what I forgot to tell you guys? At the end, I'm going to say my dues to you and be grateful that you showed up. But you still have time to get over from Facebook into Zoom so you can be a part of our live prayer community today. So just remember that. And if you're still here online and you don't want to show your camera, don't. We don't care if we don't see your face. We still know your spirit. So just come get a prayer by one of our folks. And remember just to know that as we continue to practice this week, that you just want to continue to go far, far beyond. If you really want to know more about that, you are totally invited to come to our Tuesday night consciousness meeting at 6 p.m. always. You know, and then remember that song, Spirit Lead Me, that when you're thinking about it, you are not talking to something outside of yourself. You're talking to yourself far, far beyond, and you're going far, far beyond. So smile inside of you this week, knowing that, wow, all I got to do is just listen to what I'm hearing me say. So decide what behavior you're going to change this week that you can accept and recognize and honor your spiritual practice. And I think that's all I want to say on that. And then don't forget, and yeah, I need to touch on Queen B. Beyonce is just so powerful, but just the graphics that they did, that spirit, don't get that twisted that you're talking to something outside. She said, watch the heavens open. She's talking and listening to herself, and so are you 24/7. It never stops. So why not get it to say what you need it to say? Don't set it right, see it right. And then as you could do that, remember, when you're dealing with people, you don't want to be all alone in your little social cocoon just by yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to be socially active. You want to be spiritually active. You want to be exercise active. I don't care if you can't stand or you can sit, you can move. something. So this is the last song, and it's designed for you to seek out unity with other people. And that's how you can get far, far beyond. So I want you to listen to this song really clearly. Oh, you can do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Alan is feeling me about this. So let's celebrate. Who are we celebrating again?
Happy birthday.
Okay, Reverend, oh my God. We have to celebrate Reverend Millie. She's our staffer. She's one of our prayer girls. She's powerful. Happy birthday, Reverend. Happy birthday. Okay. So anyway, thank you, Alan. And I'm so glad that we were able to get her before her birthday. But I could hear Alan saying that there is a birthday in the thing, but it just went. So anyway, I'm so happy that he did make sure we got you, Reverend Millie. So now we're going to talk about unity really quickly before we go. Take this with you because you're going to be thinking to your mind, who can I talk to and who can I trust? And find them because they're there. Feel and seek out that unity this week too, guys. Let's go. Fabulous. That was a fabulous service, guys. Oh, I love that song, man. It's still ringing in my mind, and I just think it's just fantabulous. So I am so grateful to see my beautiful angel Mo here, waiting to pray us out. Love you, Mo. Can you go ahead and do that?
I love you more. So as we take again a moment to turn within, it is done so with so much gratitude for this amazing service here today, the wonderful music, and the words of wisdom that will carry us throughout the week. And as we close off here this morning and go into our week, I know that every day is blessed, that we look for and find the instant miracles that show up in our lives daily. So with a heart filled with gratitude and joy and love for each and every one of you, I release this service into that place of completion, knowing that we are gifted, that we are blessed, and that we can carry forward into this week everything that is ours to do when we come from the heart. So I release and I let go and I let God, and together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful prayer, Mo. Oh my goodness, guys. It is beautiful today. I'm so loving this. So one of the things I want to tell you is this is a beautiful time, right, Reverend Millie? Because we have Christmas coming up and all of that stuff. So don't forget, do join us. You're going to get a chance to really actually express yourself. And I want to express myself before Reverend Millie takes the mantle today and tell you guys, I love you all. No, Millie, I just gotta love you because she's like, yeah, agreeing with me. Yeah, I love you all. And I want you to know, I hope you have a fabulous and beautiful week. Also, show up with us so that you can be wished on your way to a wonderful year, 2023. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to give you a fine adieu into the evening and have a wonderful week. And I'll see you all next week.